So, hello, I am Adenrele Olowokure. I am an estate surveyor and valuer. I'm a proud parent of 4 children. I have a son and 3 daughters. Oluwatobi, my son, and my 3 daughters, Oluwatomilola, Oluwashemi Lore, and Moyosola Olua. I am I'm 60 years old, born on the 22nd of June, 1965. Uh, I'm a healthy lady. I do work out once in a while. I do take my walks around my estate about 3 times a week. I involve myself in activities. I like social activities. I do go to parties, and I'm a happy lady. Ease and grace have definitely come my way. I've been so blessed to have jobs come my way so easily. In fact, miraculously, if you ask me. And good paying jobs, and I thank God for that. The grace of God on me is unspeakable, because I have lovely children who have been fantastic in all they have laid their hands upon to do. My health has been so good. The children's health have been so good. God has been so merciful to me. I've had an experience where I know God's special hand of favor and grace was upon me, where I escaped a fire incident. So I've been happy. So God's grace has been upon me in so many ways, health-wise, financial-wise, good children, doing so well, and just general favor. Olumuyiwa Olowokure, my darling sweetheart, who passed on about 6 years ago. I miss him dearly. I miss him so much. Here I am in a house that we built to spend our last days in, and here I am alone. I miss him so dearly. I miss him so much. He was not just a husband, he was my husband, he was my friend. He was somebody who I related to every single day of my life. Everything that happened to me, he knew about it. And it's so painful not to have somebody to discuss with at the end of every day. I miss him a lot. Olumuyiwa Olowokure, my husband, was the one that, encouraged me to start up a business of my own. And I've done fantastically well there. Yes, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you have times where there's not so much money, and sometimes you have a boom. So, but the balance is good, and I would encourage anybody to go on to be an entrepreneur. It's just taking the bull by the horn and being trusting and faithful, hoping that God will be there all the time to assist. I've done well as an entrepreneur, I must say. I have very good staff that have kept my office going. I give so much thanks to them. Yinka and Kehinde have been fantastic.
I've been working with this firm since the past 17 years. I started working on the 10th of October 2007. I came in as an IT student, the usual 4 months in IT, yes, which after that I was, by the time I got finished, I was given the opportunity to be working while schooling. She has been a very wonderful person. Working with her has been a very great opportunity and a source of joy to me. Yes, I have not regretted for any once. And secondly, she has been a very source of inspirations to me, to my career. I have been so reluctant after I graduated. I finished my school in 2013, and I was so reluctant about writing the professional exam. She has been so disturbing and like, what, you cannot just be working without getting this thing done. And she makes sure that she forced me and my colleague Hassan Kendi Bello to make sure that we wrote the exams. So we took the exams, we passed the interview, and just about 3 months ago we got inducted. She has been a lover of the institutions. She has been a lover of the institutions, even in the branch and in the national level. At the time, she was a chairperson of the Kaduna branch, and after from there she rose to the national level. I believe in a very short time, I have no doubt over it that she's becoming the national chairperson of the institutions.
Yeah, entrepreneurship can be difficult, especially as it is usually wrapped around the owner of the business. But with so much thanks to God, Olumuyiwa Olowokure's firm of solicitors and barristers has continued to thrive up to this date. Many thanks to Kehinde, many thanks to Elisha. The firm has continued to soar. And thanks to Toby, who is the present principal partner. Shemilori, who will soon come on board as to give her own professional input. As the first female chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers Kaduna branch, it was challenging. It was interesting because all eyes were on me, and people were looking to see what a female would do. I was the first chairman of any branch in Nigeria, and I excelled there. I did well. I brought to the branch many new things which weren't there before. The annual general meeting at the end of my tenure was a fantastic one. We were accountable and we made progress. We met with ministry officials. We did very well. And I was the one that encouraged other females to come on board as chairman. It was good. What matters most to me is my joy. I just want to continue to be happy. I am happy. Yeah, I would like to be joyful. My children mean so much to me. As far as they keep on giving me joy by aspiring to greater heights, I think that's what means the world to me. That's what means the world to me. My children, my health, and my joy. Motherhood comes in stages. I can remember giving birth years ago to my first child, bouncing baby boy. It was so interesting how you just get to know what to do miraculously. When the baby cries, I can remember when I had to take Toby off the breast. Oh my God, when I had to wean him. He cried and cried and cried. We didn't know what to do. My husband and I took off his clothes, fanned him, did all whatnot just to make him, calm down. And so it was with all the other my queens. Taking them to school was another phase. from primary school, from nursery school, watching them learn the letters, watching them do fantastic things. They went to a lovely nursery school where you could draw, sing, dance, and all whatnot. As parents, we were always invited to come and see the children perform. It was a lovely stage of life. And then they went on to primary school. They were doing fantastically well in primary school. My kids always excelled. Then on to secondary school. In secondary school, if there's anything I loved, it was taking the children to school. I was the driver, and I would take them to school, and we would talk about all what happened the day before, or when I pick them up, they would tell me what happened in school. It was so interesting, and I would advise anybody never to take your children to a boarding secondary school. I enjoyed my children being day students, and I enjoyed driving them there and bringing them back. Their adolescent years were nice. They all adjusted accordingly. None of them gave me any stress. And even on to university, they all chose the universities they wanted to go to. I didn't force anybody, anything on any of them. Tomilola chose Covenant University. I don't know why. Everybody was like, how can you choose a university that says you can't use your telephone, your phone, your handset? Why would you choose such a university? She said she would put up with it. All right, fine. Off she went. And then Toby and my other two queens decided Unilag was the place to be, and they had a lovely time there. All of them had a good time in university. Moyo is rounding up right now, and I can't wait to have her back in the house. I guess it would be for a few months before she moves on again. And I wish them all the best. Motherhood is wonderful. I can't just imagine how my life would be without my children. All those stages of them growing up and doing so well, telling them off, enjoying them, being naughty once in a while. It's all part of motherhood, and it's been a good thing to go through.
The thing about mom is that I've just learned quite a lot since we were children up until now. The fact that she was so ever present in every single aspect of our lives. So there was no aspect of our lives that we were like islands onto ourselves, and that was so important at the time. No, of course, we wouldn't realize that as a child, but growing up even more so now, you appreciate it more. And something that I really appreciate even more about it is the fact that while she was that present in every single aspect of our life, she still was able to, be a major factor in her own professional life and have such a lauded and applauded career in her own personal career. So that's something that I've always found inspirational and something that I've always wanted to carry on or always wanted to apply. But then, of course, the older you get, people change. So when we're younger, from my POV, she had a very strong and hard exterior, and that's why we used to fight and whatever. But then as we've gotten older now, she actually has a soft and very vulnerable exterior. And that's another thing I've learned, having to be a multifaceted person, to be able to be tough but at the same time be soft and vulnerable and allow people in. And I've learned that even more, especially in the last 5-6 years, with the most monumental occurrence in our family's history, where she then showed just how emotionally tough she is. Like, I don't know how anybody else could have done all the things that she has done in terms of experiencing that, yet still keeping a strong face, yet still showing up for work, showing up for people, doing all the things that would ever be expected of her. It's not something that I would have ordinarily thought even possible, let alone that I could do. But she doing it makes me, know that is a quality to imbibe. Everything is crumbling around you, yes, that you can still, stiffen up your upper lip and you can still show up to work, you can still show up for people, you can still be strong, basically. Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't cry or whatever, but you can still move on, and that's something that's been very brilliant to see. And I'm incredibly blessed to have had that as my mother, of had her as my mother, because there is nothing that she has been deficient in towards me, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. She has been there in every single aspect and facet, and it's very, I feel very blessed to have seen her get to this point in her life. 60 years. I've only known her for 30 years, and by God's grace, I will still know her for another 30 years. And I look forward to seeing what she then looks like in the next iteration, especially as a grandmother and great grandmother, by God's grace. So, yeah, very, very brilliant, amazing, strong, emotional, yet professional, multifaceted, all-rounded, very, very generous woman who we have all learned from, been blessed by, and look forward to seeing having even more blessings visited upon her by God's grace. So, love you very much. I think the thing about the way she raised us, specifically for me, that I definitely want. I mean, I think I touched on that earlier. Is just how plugged into everything. So I want to be plugged into my children. I want to drop them at school for sports, but I also want to be involved in their academics. I want to ensure that their clothes are all, well and set up, but I want to make sure they're learning from their chores. I want to know who all of their friends are. I want to be cool enough for them to come to me about their boyfriends and girlfriends, that kind of thing. I want to be all involved in my children's lives, and that's one thing that my mom has done in mine that I will definitely pass across to mine, is that I will have a driving, I will be front row in all aspects of my children's lives. And I think there were, in terms of significant turning points in my relationship with my mom, there were many, but I think the key one was just me moving into every aspect of life, because me and my mom used to fight a lot when I was much younger, so much so, I think everybody had this phase, but like, oh, I swear I'm adopted, I even wanted to run away from home, all those kind of things. And then I just thought, and then I moved to school, from secondary to uni, and I don't know, she just became very soft. Like, her exterior just became much softer, and she just became much more vulnerable. And all of a sudden, I just found myself talking with her even more. Every time we're on the phone, it's a 2-3 hour conversation. And from then on, our bond just started, increasing. And then, of course, when my dad passed, it changed another dynamic again. We moved into a different dimension in our relationship, and brought us even closer. And the thing about it is, one thing about she and my dad, which they did for me, which I will also do for my children, is, I don't know about my sisters, but they treated me like an adult since I was a child. So I knew what was happening. I knew about finances. I knew about who hated them, who were their friends, who were their ops, I knew about everything. I was involved in growing up conversations, and in some ways, I think it's kind of what makes me a bit of an old man now compared to some of my mates, in just the general way I see things, because like, I spent time with them and their friends since I was a baby, before now. So I would say definitely moving to university, and of course my dad passing, those were really, really big, significant moments. Every conversation I have with her impacts the way I see life, because I learn from her. She has much more life experience than me. So when I speak to her about her relationship with my own dad, that helps me in my own romantic relationships. And that's why anytime I think of her, the primary emotion I think of is pride, is happiness, is joy, is, wow, that is my mother. I'm so proud that that's my mother, but I also love the fact that that's my mother. And anytime I'm with her, it's love, it's attention, it's care, it's welfare, it's all of those kind of things. It's provision, it's, those are the kind of emotions that I feel. I was there for my son. You can't buy that, you can't, that's just a strong emotion. Like, people will be there for you if they want to, if they feel they absolutely must. And my mom is the kind of person that feels she absolutely must. I'm like, yeah, whatever, she's going to make 100, souvenirs to share out to people. That's just, how she is, and that kind of evokes that emotion for me all the time. In terms of my mom's greatest wish for me, I know her greatest wish for me is that she wants me to live my best life and be at my absolute best and just excel, soar and just be greater, be better in all that we do, in all that I do. And it gives me comfort because I'm just like, if she's not there, and thankfully she's alive and here, and by God's grace she'll be here for 40 more years, but what would mommy want me to do? My best. What would mommy want me to do? Excel. What would mommy want me to do? Be happy. That's a great wish for me, to be happy, to be well taken care of, to be in a fantastic state, to reduce the work, the love that she pours into me,
Mommy has taught me to be strong but soft. Mommy has taught me to allow myself to make mistakes. Mommy has taught me to always remain, decadent and poised and sophisticated, regardless of the situation. She's taught me how to hold my own and hold my voice in a room. It has been an inspiration for me, career-wise, because I've always seen her as a really, badass kind of person, and she shows that impeccably in what she does. She inspired me to study estate surveying and valuation, and to the glory of God, I am an estate surveyor and valuer now. She pushes me to push myself, and she's been a remarkable Pinterest board for me in what I want my life to look like when I'm her age, and I hope that I live up to her prayers, which is to be even better than where she is now. But I definitely do hold her as my inspiration for what I want my life to look like when I'm 60.
Yeah, I would definitely say that there's a lot my mom has taught me about being and moving in this world. I think majorly would be gratitude and generosity. I think my mom is a very open-handed person, and I don't think I can recall a time when someone asked her for help and she didn't help. And whether it's like a person begging on the street, or a person in her office, or a worker, or anybody really around her that needs help, she's always been a very helpful person. And I like to think that that's something I try to instill in my day-to-day living. Gratitude as well. I think she's always saying thank you to people, she's always saying thank you to God, and that's something I try to imbibe as well. Or challenges. I see parts of my mother in a lot of things that I do, in a lot of in the ways that I approach life, basically. So on the lighter note, I guess, is the fact that at maybe like 2 months old, this gold necklace was put on my neck, and 25 years old, and I'm still wearing the gold necklace. But that was the segue for a life of enjoyment that my mother instilled in me, that even if you don't have plenty money like that, you have to enjoy still. You have to buy yourself nice things. If you want to buy yourself a nice wig, buy it for yourself. Like, basically, I don't hold on to money like this, basically. That's something I would say that is the way I approach life. Like, my mom likes nice things. She likes us going out for a dinner. She likes traveling, and she would pay for those things. So for me, it's just like money will always finish. Whether I spend it now or later, it will always finish, and that has been my approach. She really introduced me to, know that in this life you have to enjoy yourself. Obviously, don't be stupid with money, but like, there's a good balance to have, and I think that that has been a highlight of my life. Also, for my approach to challenges, I would say I don't get phased easily. It's something that my friends would say, or if I fail a course, or if I didn't get the desired grade I wanted, and it's just something that for them is like, at the end of the world. I'm just like it's sad, but I'm just like, okay, moving on, because I'm never really faced by challenges, and I think that's something that I got from my mom as well. She's just very, like, do your best, but whatever happens at the end of the day. So it's just not the end of the world when things don't go your way. So I'm not faced by challenges, and I think I'm crediting my mom for that.
I think personality wise, first thing that pops into my mind is just being very, and I think there's a very nice balance to what you have said, because in as much as mom is very chill and easygoing, I think she's also quite organized in terms of like how she keeps records and keeps files, and I think she's very organized, and I think that's something that I have learned through my mom and through my sister as well. Just
Sure, I also learned from my mom.
so just keeping things in order, and like you can't come to my room and ask me where something is and I don't know where it is. Do you get? Or like I can keep track of all of my receipts from my school years and all of those things. So I think just keeping track of things and being organized, that's definitely something I've learned from her. Also my fine handwriting, definitely from her, cannot be from my dad.
Yeah,
Yes. And
what lessons has mom taught you about womanhood? I would say my mom has taught me, what's the English? Maybe value some.
valuing, evaluation, estate value,
Stop now.
appreciation.
My worth is the word I was
Oh,
looking for.
okay.
So yeah, she has taught me my worth as a woman. I have never for 1 second felt less able to do anything as a woman, and I think I get that from my mom, because my mom is a rich woman. She wants to deny it, but she has plenty of money. She has, I don't know, plenty of money, but yeah, she makes her own money. Like, she's not relying on anybody for the money that she makes. She runs her own business. She's a very smart woman. She's in school for something extra right now. So like those things that you would hear people doubt that a woman would do, or like fathers would say, they get a letter, just read economics and just say she has a degree and go to Harvard or whatever. Like my mom, she's the poster woman for women empowerment.
Yeah,
I think her greatest wish for me is just to see me thriving, really thriving in all aspects of my life. So she just wants me, I believe, she wants me to be a well-rounded person, which, like I would describe in her life, she showed herself to be well-rounded and successful in just every area of her life. And for me, I think she just wants the same thing, and of course to see me go a step further in my career, in my relationships, in my health, in everything that I do. Just be well-rounded, successful. Like each year I can look at all those areas of my life and say, yes, I'm a step ahead. So yeah, I think that's what she wants from me, and that deeply influences my own aspirations, because if it's less than me, I just want to marry a rich husband. But and just have somebody like carry the weight of thinking and like making life decisions and stuff. But like I hear her voice at the back say, don't just marry, don't just go to somebody's house. You have to have what you're doing for yourself. You have to. Okay. So even if that's my aspiration, at least for me, I take my career very seriously. I try to just be developing in every aspect of my life, spiritually, health-wise, of course, career-wise, relationship-wise. I want to give our grandchildren sometime soon. Not sometime soon, sorry, but sometime. Sure. So yeah, all these things are things I'm very aware of, I think, because of her. There are things that I might not take so seriously, like a career. You can always find money. Relationship. I have my sister, why do I have to marry somebody?
It's not just one thing. Like, it is maybe every time when she would come home from going somewhere, it just feels like we had this like mini catch up in the kitchen, because most times, okay, I'd go open the gates and then like close it, and then she'll come in and then she'll tell me, oh, this is what happened. And it just felt nice, especially because I feel like she shared a lot, and I just thought it was nice for somebody to be so comfortable enough to share their life.
My love life was wonderful. I was doing my youth service, late 1988, and this guy walked into my office. I was working in an estate firm, dear Fatimile and Co. And then this guy walks in, says he's looking for an office space, and I took him out on an inspection of properties to let. And from there we started, one thing led to the other. We would go out for lunch together. One way or the other, he got an office space on the same floor as I was, in an office building. And that was how we started going out. And after 2 years or so, we did get married in 1993. It was so nice because we were living in a rented accommodation for a while, and then we both decided to start, building a place somewhere in Kaduna. And putting every block, one block after the other, was interesting. We had our arguments on, no, let the door be here, no, let the window be there. So the arguments were interesting, and sometimes the children would just look at us, oh God, these people have come again. But at the end of the day, making up was wonderful. So my love life was fantastic. I had a friend in a husband and a husband in a friend. We traveled a lot. That was a lovely thing. We traveled a lot. We went to I think the only continent we have not been to is Asia. We went with the children. We had good times. Even when we were not traveling, we would go to church together. On the way back, we'd have our ice cream. The children knew that once we went to church, on the way back, we must have our ice cream. It was lovely. He had good friends that we could relate to, and I had good friends too. That the children got along well with different families that we were friends with. My love life was lovely, and still is lovely, because everything that happened while we was around has flown into myself and the children. And we have kept up the traditions that he had established. We've kept them up. So it's been lovely. My relationship with God is very good. I'm a Muslim. My husband was a Christian. The children have been brought up as Christians. I have so many programs right now. I'm sure the children see me going, learning Arabic, cramming the Quran, the hifz of the Quran, that is learning it off head. I do my daily salat. I converse with God. I tell him my problems. I have a direct relationship with God, and that just keeps me going. I just feel that sometimes people feel that you need psychotherapy or whatever, but I just feel that it's all in your relationship with God. If you can explain and cry and just report to God all the things that are happening to you, I have conversations with God. So I think I have a very good relationship with God. Yeah, I'm an estate surveyor and valuer. So of course I do manage a lot of properties. But management of properties comes with a lot of time-consuming activities. Today, once somebody's roof has been blown off, tomorrow somebody's tank is leaking. There are always complaints and complaints. I also do valuations, a lot of valuations. So I go through the reports, even if I don't do the inspection myself. Sometimes I'm not the one doing the inspection. Sometimes I do the inspection myself. I enjoy doing inspections. Some weeks ago, I was in one deep part of the forest, taking my GPS coordinates and all that. It's been interesting. I love my profession. I love my profession, and it keeps me very busy. Valuations and property management takes so much of my time, and I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. When I'm at home, like I said before, I do my Quranic activities. I keep up with friends, and that's about how I spend my time. I am the second of a set of three children. I have two siblings. I have an elder brother and I have a younger brother. My dad is late and my mom is still alive and bubbling. My husband passed about 6 years ago, but his family have been wonderful to me. Parents do keep in touch with me. In fact, they call me every single day. His siblings have been very, very nice and welcoming to my children. They've taken care of. They've been very, very helpful, and I thank God for them.
When he was a good daughter to me, make me happy always. He behaved nice to me as a mother, and I was enjoying. The time we moved to, you are together, we enjoy. When he's moved, leave that place. I was so very sad, but I'm happy because I thank God. Thank God. Olowokure very nice to me. Oh. My son, not my in-law. Is my son. I love her. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. But it just removed in my mind now. Not every morning, every day, we shadow pray for them. Go rest in peace. The children do not, but children too, they love her. They miss her a lot. Yes. But I thank God.
Yes,
thank God.
And
Muy. So we thank God, leave it because it's a story.
Yeah, she has her own peculiarities. She's a bit more understanding, and in terms of somebody you can always fall back on, talk to, and they can have appreciate other perspectives, not just one perspective. I think she also can now. At least now I'm ahead of her now in the grandpa status. So she also can now reach that stage, sit back, enjoy life through her children and those around her, relaxed, happy life. Being old, as one gets old and one relaxes a bit more, that's what I look for.
Very nice, very nice woman, very nice woman, very nice woman. I have not seen any time when we disagreed.
We love you all. Love Ade. Thank you. Ade is special to all the family, even the extended family all over the world. Everybody love Ade.
Thank you.
Ade Lord. That's why I nickname her Ade Lord. It's a nickname I gave her. Super. Administrator. Anna Shiva. I did the name I gave her, Anna Shiva. We thank God for her life and for you children's life, for not disappointing us. You all have started rising, and you will continue to rise. What your daddy, the height your daddy didn't reach, you will all pass the height by the power of God.
I have three good friends that I made in university. Oluwaseun, Laide, and Femi. Those are friends that have gone back for over 35 years. We have been so close. We go on holidays together. Some months ago, we were in Malta together, enjoying ourselves. These are friends that go back years, and they've been so good to me. I have friends in Kaduna that I can't but mention. Rita Ebofin, late Ene, that's a friend of mine that has passed. Yinka, another friend of mine that has passed very painfully. I have Dorothy, I have Zainab, I have two Zainab friends. One of my best friends is Ihoma to Anadu. She's been there. Unfortunately, she lost her husband too, and two of us have been able to get so much closer. Jesse, Marcelli, these are friends that I can't leave out. Hajara Morundia. Hajara Morundia is, is another friend of mine that has been so good to me. Her husband and my husband were so good. They were the best of friends, and unfortunately, they have both passed. Femi went 3 months before Mui, and we thank God for the ease and grace that has also enveloped Hajara and Ihoma. Thank God for them.
She actually checks up on me. She calls me to say, how are you, Hajara? And all, as if we're not in the same shoe, So, I know she is still the same warm, sweet person. Just that, maybe because of her circumstance now, I've seen her strength in some of the things that she does, the way she has handled the children, everybody doing his own thing and all. It's really wonderful. There was a time, I think, when my own children were much younger. I think you came, Uncle Moe, the children, Uncle Moe's and her, came to the house, and she was talking to you. And I remember telling Femi then, I was like, I love the way she talks to these children. She talks to them like they're adults, as if they're friends, and it was just something I just picked. That's one thing I picked from her own parenting, whatever, because she talks to her children like she's talking to her mates. And they grew up talking to her. It's obvious they grew up talking to her like they're friends, So I picked that, and I tried to do that with my children too. So I started talking to them from that age as if we're mates, and I think it built my own relationship with my own children. So there's nothing really surprising. It's not surprising to see that the children are doing so well, and look at what they're doing already. For her, it only goes to show that she has done so well. So I'm not surprised. Nothing fake about the relationship. It's honesty. I remember recently somebody that we both know upset me, and I called her, and I, as usual, I was talking. I was like, she just made a joke out of it, and so it's the honesty. It's honest. There's nothing. We don't have to lie about whatever it is we're going through. There was a time, a long time ago, that we had an issue with Femi. I can't even remember what it was now. And I went to Uncle Mui's. I went to report Femi to Uncle Mui's, and Uncle Mui's didn't do anything about it. So I think I ended up in your house in the house in Bornawa or something like that. And she, in fact, I regretted I should have just reported to her instead of to Uncle Mui's, because Uncle Mui's was just being very political and whatever about it. But she was one that kept nagging. Why? And I was like, it should have been her that I should have reported to her, not Uncle Mui's. So it's still the same. I think it's something, there's nobody to report her to anyway, but it's something that if I should have any issue, I can always run to her. I know that she would definitely give me that same ear. I wish her rest. She's 60. The children have all grown. She has done amazingly well with the children, and I just wish her rest. It's just time for her to just rest.
I've even been looking for the picture that we snapped inside the train. I've not seen it. So Fatima, I'm happy for her. Honestly, she's been good. And she's a strong woman. Very strong and determined woman.
Thank you so much, Ma.
Right from our school day, I knew she was brilliant and a determined student. So I know she was going to go to greater heights. Anytime we meet, we always open up to each other, share our joy, share our problems, talk about how far we have gone, and we move on.
That's beautiful.
She's she's a successful entrepreneur. I don't think I'm surprised because I knew that she would have been successful at anything because she was quite smart in school. I guess the only thing she hasn't really been successful at is staying up at night. I tried. I did try, I think because of me, because I could read through the night. She started extending her reading time till about 9 because, trust me, at 9 on campus, she was ready to go to bed. But, having the association with me probably extended till about 10 or so. So till date, she still, she still can't keep her eyes open at night. Because when you go to know a person, then you begin to see more of the person. And then you're part of the person's larger circle. I think that your love just grew. And it was the same for my family. She knew every member of my family. She knows our business. She knows everything. So it was just love. So she's like, I just love her. And she just loves me.
I was born in the UK, 1965. And I grew up with foster parents, loving foster parents, Mr. and Mrs. Fawcett. They were so nice to me. They had a son, Mark, who was about a year older than me. And the two of us we grew up as brother and sister, and life was lovely. I lived in Sidcup, Kent, and went to school together. We grew up very happy. I was so close to my foster mom, especially. When I was about 7.5 years old, my parents decided to relocate back to Nigeria. My father had been in the UK schooling. My mom was working, and I was with foster parents. As you know, in those days, blacks were treated as second-class citizens, and it was very difficult for them to get a house with their black children living with them. So most blacks put their kids with foster parents. But luckily for me, I was put with a foster parent that took me as their own daughter. So when my parents decided to come back to Nigeria, my parents had myself and my younger brother. They had left my elder brother in Nigeria before moving into the UK. So my dad and my little brother decided to go back to Nigeria first. They went back to Nigeria by the ship. That took, I think, about 3 weeks or so. My younger brother was just over 1 year old or so. Then the next year, they decided my mom and I were supposed to go back to Nigeria. I screamed my head off at the airport. I didn't want to go. I screamed. Everybody felt as if my mother was kidnapping me because I loved my foster parents. My mom did eventually get me onto the plane, and we flew to Nigeria. Getting to Nigeria, we grew up in Kaduna. Myself, my elder brother, younger brother, and my parents. We lived in Kaduna. Growing up was nice. It was all right. We went to a school somewhere in Kaduna. I went to Our Ladies School in Independence Way, Kaduna. It was nice. I had a good friend, Joyce. I don't know where she is now. I just lost touch with her. I got admission to secondary school. I went to Federal Government Girls College, Bakuri, in now Katsina State. It was in Kaduna State then. I was a boarder, so don't mind me saying my children should not be boarding schools. Should not go to a boarding school, but I did go to a boarding school. It was lovely. In those days, secondary school, especially federal government colleges, we had good food. We would have, oats or cornflakes for breakfast. We would have fruits of all kinds with our lunch. Dinner was lovely. We had evening prep, afternoon prep. It was nice. And then I went on to the university. I attended Obafemi Awolowo University. It was University of Ife at the time I was admitted. halfway through the program, the name was changed to Obafemi Awolowo University. Yeah, life there was good. And like I said, I made so many good friends, new friends. Before I went to the university, I went to the Polytechnic. I went to Kaduna Polytechnic for 2 years. I read estate management in Kaduna Polytechnic, and I also read estate management in Obafemi Awolowo University. It was a course I just dabbled into because I actually wanted to read architecture. And along the way, they said the architecture slot was filled up and I should take on estate management. And I just thank God I did because I just love the profession. So growing up was good. When I left the university, when I was serving, I met my husband. Here we are today. My children are adults now. They're all of marriageable age. The lessons I would love to pass on to them is that whoever they choose as their spouse, they should choose their friends as their spouse. My relationship with my husband was so good. We had heated arguments and we made up easily. We never kept malice. Even if I would feel like keeping malice, my husband can't. So of course we couldn't. We forgave each other for whatever it was that came up. We had no hidden secrets from each other. So the lesson I would like to pass to my children is that they should just make sure you make the right choice. And once you made the right choice, I believe that you should be able to share your joys and your sorrows. That way, you'll be able to pull through marriage happily and joyfully. So that's what I'd like to pass on to them. I just remember moments, moments in the past, or statements that my children would have made, or even statements that my husband would have made, and sometimes I just find myself laughing. I just find myself grinning. It's just all about thinking of memories of the past, and attitudes that the children and my husband have put up from time to time. Those are the things that make me laugh to myself. If I was to go back in time and talk to Ade, maybe Ade in her teens, I would tell her, enjoy yourself, enjoy your teenage years, enjoy your marriage, because the days go by and each day that has gone by has gone. So enjoy yourself, be happy with yourself, don't get bottled up, and just enjoy your age as it goes by. That's what I will tell Ade. Ade, yeah, enjoy yourself. So what I look forward to in life, I look forward to being involved in the marriage ceremonies of my children. I look forward to going to their houses to take care of my grandchildren by the grace of God. I look forward to spending time with friends in my old age, even if in my 80s and 90s. I do look forward to having my grandchildren running all over the place.
60th birthday, Diamond Jubilee. I wish her all the best, all the very best, all the very best.
Of years to come, may her remainder days be better than the earlier days. Keep strong, wishing you the best of luck, good health, and do all those tests that you have to do when you get to 60 and keep fit.
But I do pray that she finds love again. In whichever way it's coming. It may not be in the area of marriage. It may not even be in the area of a relationship. It may be in the area of something that she's always wanted for herself.
I wish her long, healthy life. I wish her many more years. I pray she enjoy the fruits of her labor. I pray her labor will not go in vain. So I wish her all the best. I'm so happy, and I continue to pray for her wherever I am.
A very happy birthday. I wish you many, many, many glorious years ahead. I wish you laughter. I wish you joy. I wish you rest. I keep saying this rest, yes, because it's time, 60, it's time to rest, and I wish you every prayer of your heart that the Almighty God will grant to you. I wish you grandchildren, plenty grandchildren, and the strength and the health to play with them, to love them the way that you've loved these children. I love you so much.
Still happy. I still happy. Kí gbogbo ẹ ṣojú mi, kó má ṣe mi. Kí retí ọmọ tiẹ̀ náà tóun náà bí, kó ṣojú ẹ̀, kó ṣàánú ẹ̀. Kẹ́lẹ́yìn wá síwájú lọ. Èmi ni kọ́lọ̀ mú lọ, kí òun mú lọ. Kó fa ọmọ mi sílẹ̀, kó fa ọmọ mi àti grandchildren gbogbo wọn, kó fún wọn sílẹ̀ fún mi nírọ̀rùn ayọ̀. I love you. I
pray that my mom grows in her life, gets fantastic health. I pray that she continues to know God in greater and deeper dimensions and comes close to Him and His true self. I pray that her relationship with our children is amazing, but it's also nothing compared to what her relationship with her children.
I pray for you. I pray that you have everything that your heart desires that is good for you. I pray that your mind remains a very positive place. I pray that you spend all of your days in environments that encourage your thriving and encourage your growth and your blooming and your happiness. I pray that you are happy. I pray that every day is a happier day for you. And I pray that your children bring you the pride and the joy and the peace and the celebration, all the celebration that your heart can fathom, and even more than that. I also pray that you continue to wax stronger in every area of your life, in your physical health, in your relationship with God, in your relationship with people, in your friendships, in all of your pursuits of knowledge that you do. I pray that God helps you, and I pray that He is with you, and I pray that 60 is your best year yet, and it just sets a new bar that will continue being surpassed with every other year that comes for you. In Jesus' name.
Dear Mom, I pray for you that you will just experience a beautiful, beautiful life. That the next 40, 50, 60 years of your life will be just testimonies upon testimonies upon testimonies. Your children will make you proud. Your own feats will also make you proud. You will do things that you never thought possible. You achieve things that you never thought possible. The things that you think, oh, it's too late, or you're 60 now, I can't have this, or I can't feel like this, or I can't experience this. You'll be shocked as to how much you're going to experience. You'll be shocked about how much is ahead, the beautiful, beautiful things ahead for you. I pray that this life just goes on with you experiencing a lot of people telling you congratulations. That will be your word for the next decades to come, in the mighty name of Jesus. I love you, and I wish you everything that you wish yourself.
Three girls ahead with you. Fatima. Three girls ahead with you. I wish you happy birthday, my Fatima. My Fati Bombo, happy birthday. I wish you long life and prosperity.
So yippee! You're 60 years old today. 60 years old. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ade. Happy birthday to